Rashida Tlaib, member of Congress, anti-Israel member of Congress, pro-Palestinian member of Congress. By the way, there's so much over there that never gets reported by American media. So there was a survey recently done because the Palestinians rejected another peace deal thing with Israel. And a majority of Palestinians opposed their leadership's rejection of that deal, according to the poll. American media didn't mention it at all. So American media will talk about Hong Kong all day. They will not talk about the Palestinian people not liking their leaders, who are basically terrorists. Okay, they don't like that. So anyway, Rashida Tlaib, she is deciding not to go to Israel. Her grandma lives in the West Bank, apparently. So anti-Semitic BDS supporting Democratic Representative Rashida Tlaib has decided not to take Israel up on their offer to let her visit her dear old grandmother. This is what she was tweeting out. And then I'm going to tell you why it was all a lie. Okay. This woman right here is my city, S-I-T-I. I guess that's how you say it. I don't know how to speak the language there. So she deserves to live in peace and with human dignity. I am who I am because of her. The decision by Israel to bar her granddaughter, a U.S. Congresswoman, is a sign of weakness because the truth of what is happening to Palestinians is frightening. Now, keep in mind, Rashida Tlaib is anti-Israel, okay? She has said anti-Semitic things. The BDS movement, which is the boycott Israel movement, is rife with anti-Semitic language from the group that originally started it. And she has proposed and supported legislation that would support boycotting Israel in the United States. When I won, it gave the Palestinian people hope that someone will finally speak the truth about the inhumane conditions. I can't allow the state of Israel to take away that light by humiliating me and use my love for my city to bow down to their oppressive and racist policies. And again, anybody who knows anything about Israel knows that Israel is many things, not racist. Silencing me and treating me like a criminal is not what she wants for me. It would kill a piece of me. I have decided that visiting my grandmother under these oppressive conditions stands against everything I believe in, fighting against racism, oppression, and injustice. That's what she said. Okay. All right. Now, again, she's a part of a movement that advocates that Israel be erased. Okay. So now, if you're the Israelis, why would you let somebody into your country that is openly advocating and pushing their government to pass something that would destroy you? Why would you let them into your country? So Ilhan Omar, there's no dispute that Ilhan Omar is an anti-Semite. There's no reason for an anti-Semite to be allowed into Israel. But Rashida Tlaib is less public about her anti-Semitism, and she's more about no, I don't like Zionism and Israel. That's all I'm about. They do this plausible deniability thing. The problem is that, and we did this on the show. We went to the BDS movement's website. We went over all their frequently asked questions where they deny the anti-Semitic stuff, and then you go right over to their charter where it's all in there. Okay? So it's kind of like when Hamas says, no, we don't want Israel to be destroyed. We want to live in peace in Israel. The problem is that Hamas's mission statement is to destroy Israel and kill all of the Jews. So it doesn't really work. Now, here's something pretty interesting. I'm going to read you a letter, okay? Now, this letter happens to be a letter from Representative Rashida Tlaib. It was sent to the Israeli Interior Minister, Aryeh Deri, I guess is how you say it. Now, I'm going to read this letter to you because keep in mind, Rashida Tlaib said, because Israel reached out after they were banned, okay? Her and Ilhan Omar were banned from going to Israel. And then she started talking about her grandma. And then Israel said, okay, we will let you visit your grandma. We didn't know your grandma lived here. We'll let you visit your grandma. And then she went out on a Twitter storm and said, no, I will not. I will not go to Israel under oppressive conditions and things like that. All right, this is a letter from Rashida Tlaib. Okay, it's very important that you understand that I am reading a letter from her. She lists it as it's dated August 15th, which is yesterday. The Honorable Aryeh Deri, the Ministry of the Interior in Israel, gives the Jerusalem address. Mr. Deri, I would like to request admittance to Israel in order to visit my relatives, and specifically my grandmother, who is in her 90s and lives in, she lists the city, or the borough, whatever it is, Beit Yer al Fakwa. I don't know how to say any of that stuff. This could be my last opportunity to see her. I will respect any restrictions and will not promote boycotts against Israel during my visit. Thank you. Rashida Tlaib, 13th Congressional District of Michigan. Okay. I will respect any restrictions and will not promote boycotts against Israel during my visit. So yesterday, Rashida Tlaib sends a letter to the Minister of the Interior for Israel and begs to be allowed to go to Israel to see her relatives, specifically her grandmother. And she promises to meet any conditions that they set. And she promises not to boycott Israel at all while she's there. She promises to behave while she is in Israel. And she did this yesterday. All right. Now, today, she's running around and telling everybody that when Israel allowed her to visit her grandma, there was a bunch of oppressive stuff and she would not be silenced. Pretty different story on her side of what actually happened. She continues to tweet, silencing me and treating me like a criminal is not what she wants for me. Talking about her grandmother. It would kill a piece of me. I have decided that visiting my grandmother under these oppressive conditions stands against everything I believe in. So why is it that yesterday she wrote a letter begging Israel to let her visit her grandmother, and Israel said, okay. So she wrote the letter. I want to visit my grandma. I promise I'll behave. I'll be on my best behavior. I will not protest Israel or advertise and promote any Israeli boycotts or anything else while I'm there. I just want to see my grandma. And Israel says, okay. And then she runs to Twitter and says, I cannot. They've put all these conditions on me and I will not go to Israel. It's a political ploy. None of this was real. I don't think she even wants to see her grandma. Or somebody did. I don't know who said it. Somebody today said that Rashida Tlaib chose her hatred over Israel over the love of her grandmother. But, again, if she just wanted to go to Israel to see her grandma, because her grandma's in her 90s, she's going to die soon. If she just wanted to go see her, then why didn't she go? She made the request. Israel accepted her request, and then she backed out. She's a young enough person to understand that when you send these things, they exist forever. If you send any correspondence, whether it's paper or email, it never goes away. It's always going to be available for the public to consume, especially if you're a member of Congress, and everything that you do with your letterhead, as she did, is now public information. Unless, of course, it's classified. Well, unless you're Hillary, then, it doesn't matter. So Rashida Tlaib, just in summary here, Rashida Tlaib begged Israel to let her go to see her grandma, and Israel said yes. And then she made the false claim that Israel was putting all of these conditions on her and it was oppressive and it was wrong and everything else. When it turns out she made the promise that she would behave herself and not promote boycotts of Israel while she was there. And Israel accepted those terms. And now she's claiming that they're the ones that forced them upon her. Nope. She's a liar, ladies and gentlemen, just like she's been lying about all of these other things, including the BDS movement not being anti-Semitic. We've got more coming up. News Talk 95.3, Michiana's news channel.